Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Hunter Thomas Mounce. This is episode 7 of the Folks Like Us podcast. Today we have Molly Lovette. She's a badass country artist out of St. Louis, now living in Nashville, Tennessee. And you guys are going to want to make sure that you watch this whole episode so that you can learn about her before she blows up. Make sure that if you are watching on YouTube, you're hitting the subscribe button and the like and the notification bell. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, try to leave an honest review if you would. But with that, I would like to introduce y'all to Miss Molly Lovette.
She ain't all there. But then again, it's hard to blame someone when you let a wild hair go too far. And that's what I done. Someone else happened and she wasn't laughing as she loaded up.
Alright, say what's up to Molly, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm a little tired. Been playing a lot of shows.
Yeah?
But yeah, I'm doing good.
Good deal. Well, I'm doing good as well today. So I always like to start out with asking people kind of where they're from and what it was like growing up. Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
So kind of like the outskirts, like not right downtown.
Okay.
But I love St. Louis. St. Louis will always be home. We grew up like going to Cardinals games and Blues games, and like we love St. Louis.
So big Cardinals fan. Very cool. Did you go to a big school, small school?
St. Louis is weird with like the private schools. So there's like so many all-girl schools and all-boys schools in St. Louis. So I went to one of the all-girl Catholic schools.
Okay.
So it was there were like, my graduating class was like 90 kids, maybe less.
Okay.
So small school. But it was super fun. I loved my high school.
That's awesome. So was it a tough transition going from something like that where it was all girls to did you go to college anywhere?
I went to college for 1 year. I went to Murray State
Okay.
in Kentucky.
Was it a strange or a difficult transition going from all girl school to just everybody's just relaxed and doing whatever in college?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, because it was nice with the all-girl school because we would literally wake up like 10 minutes before I had to leave for school because you're just with the girls. Like I didn't do makeup, didn't do my hair. Like I would literally roll out of bed and go to school.
Oh man. I need to put that on silent.
Terrible.
Dang it. I never learned.
Terrible.
Okay. Yeah. So you didn't really have anybody to impress.
Yeah.
You were with your peers.
Yeah. So it was just kind of, and then with college though, I did have to learn, like I had to wake up a little earlier, like at least like brush my hair to go to class.
Okay.
So.
And you said you went to Murray State in Kentucky, Kentucky, that's correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Small town.
What did you go there for?
So I was actually studying elementary education.
Okay.
So very different than what I'm doing now. But my mom was like a teacher growing up, and she's principal and does a lot of cool things in education now. So I just kind of assumed like, I got to go to school. Like I'll just do that.
Okay.
But then went for a year, and during that year I like started playing some of the bars in Murray and like writing more, and just kind of realized like this is what I want to do and I can't do it here, So
at one point, did you think yourself that you wanted to be a teacher, or was it just like you just felt like you had no other plan at the time, so you're like, I'll just do what my mom does? Or was it kind of like that?
A little bit of both. I mean, I love kids, and it was kind of just like a thing that was always there. It was familiar. Like, I mean, we go to school our whole lives, and I was like, I'd probably be a decent teacher and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So.
I gotcha. Well, I very much like you. I had no idea what I wanted to do coming out of high school. I went to the fire academy right out of high school in Independence, Missouri, with my friend Nick Pruitt. And it was something kind of like you were just talking about, where somebody else was doing something and I didn't really know what I was going to do. So I was like, I'll go with you. I luckily I ended up liking it, and I still am a firefighter today. But yeah, so are you a go with the flow, just kind of wherever life takes you, you'll go kind of person?
I feel like I've kind of like grown into that a little bit because growing up, like I was such, and I still kind of am, like a perfectionist and a planner, and like I just want to know what I'm doing and what's going on. But I feel like now, being an artist, you just kind of have to like roll with the punches and go with the flow. But it was, I mean, I was like the kind of student too that like, if I didn't have straight A's, I would like be freaking out. And like, I just was very like hard on myself and like kind of wanted, a plan and to know what I was doing. So for me to like leave school and do all of that too, my family was like, oh my gosh, like they were so supportive and like, let's do it. But like, I can't believe you want to do this.
Yeah. Well, to me, you may think that's you being a perfectionist, but to me, that almost just sounds like you're just holding yourself to a high standard. And with the whole making lists and planning and stuff, it sounds like you're just setting goals and you're making them more tangible by writing them down and checking them off. So that's how I would kind of see that. That's a good way to. I feel like you have to develop a little bit of that to be an artist because there's so many different things going on.
Yeah. I feel like, you got to find, like, the right balance of both, kind of.
I was telling somebody the other day, I was talking to them about how whenever people say, oh, man, that was a different chapter in my life, I really do feel like I'm a totally different person than I was, for example, in high school. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it feels like that wasn't even actually me living that. Like, it was a totally,
Yes, totally.
If that makes any sense.
Yes.
And I've kind of made the joke the other day to my friend Dylan. We were talking about that. I said, yeah, dude, I didn't even have a planner in high school. Like, I didn't even write down anything.
My worst nightmare.
Yeah. And I always thought people who had planners, I was like, oh, they're putting a 30-minute time limit on their breakfast, and then they're got to go to, and divide their whole day out. But now that I am doing it, man, I'm so much more productive than I used to be.
Oh, yeah. I literally, my planner was, like, color-coordinated
really?
Highlighters. Like,
with the tabs?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. So Murray, Kentucky, that's where you started playing music at. What was the thing that got you into it? Was there a certain moment, a certain thing that happened that plunged you into that?
Yeah, so when I graduated high school, the summer before I went to Murray, I started writing a lot of songs, and a guitar player I knew back home in St. Louis had offered to record them for me, like just at his house on GarageBand.
Okay.
So, yes. So we did that, and I put out my first single during that first year at Murray, and no one listened to it, please, because it's on GarageBand and it doesn't sound good. I'm going to remove them very soon and re-release some of them. But anyways, so I had music out and people like were liking it, and I was like, okay, like this is cool, this is exciting. And I went home during Christmas break and I played my first full band show, and I played my original songs, and it was the coolest night like of my life. We had like over 300 people came out, and the venue like broke record sales for the, like, it was so cool. And it was that night that I decided, I was like, I can't go back to school. Like, this is what I want to do forever. It was like such a high, and I was like, this has to be my life. Like, this is what I want to do.
That's awesome. So your very first show was a huge success. Very first time you'd ever played with a band and in front of a crowd, there was 300 something people there. Okay, yeah. Man, that is such a blessing because I feel like a lot of people probably did not have that same experience the first time they played. Because I mean, I know I still play shows where there's 5 people in the room.
Yeah,
today.
And me too. Yeah, me
today
too.
I will be going to play at the Hutton Hotel lobby, and there will be 5-6 people in there.
It really humbles us.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's awesome. It kind of reminds me of whenever I first started playing music. I was still in my hometown, and I had a band called Barbed Wire Revolt, and we played Southern rock and country covers, and then kind of the same kind of story that you had. We went and recorded a song as a band that I wrote with the guitar player. And, yeah, we put it out. Anyway, so we put out a song, and it was a big hit around town. And, yeah, we started playing at this place called Sam's Place right by the Price Chopper in my hometown. It was like one of the only bars. And like you said, people just started showing up, and it ended up being a really, really big thing whenever we would do it. And there was one... The very first time we ever played New Year's Eve there, they broke all kinds of records and they ran out of beer and like all this stuff. And, it's hard for me to say that like I didn't deserve that kind of crowd back then. I don't know if I would say that, but the same thing goes for you. It kind of was like, yeah, this is for sure. I'm not letting this go.
Right.
So,
yeah, you would like, yeah, I want to hold on to that.
Yeah, it's
feeling.
crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so Murray for 1 year, and you decided school was not for you. Did you move directly to Nashville, or what happened?
No, so when I told my parents that I wanted to, not go to school anymore and focus solely on music, I was super nervous, one, because my mom is in education and like very much values education. But I mean, right away, my parents were like, okay, like, yeah, let's do it. Let's figure it out. And my mom even said, she was like, there are some things that you can't learn in four walls of classroom. And like, for what I want to do, you got to go do it. So I was like, okay, like, yeah, let's do it. So I moved back home to St. Louis. We put like a business plan together and we contacted a bunch of the venues in St. Louis that I would try to get into and play. And that's what I did for a year. I like stayed in St. Louis, gigged every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And yeah, lived with my parents, saved up money so that I could move to Nashville.
Awesome. So how was that first year of playing in St. Louis? Because before then, you'd only played in Murray.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like such a learning experience. Like, because yeah, I hadn't really done that before. Growing up, I would play like the talent shows and little coffee shops every once in a while, but I hadn't really done that. So it was like kind of cool to just kind of dive in and figure it out,
Were there quite a few people coming to those shows, and B, are these still some of the bars you still play today?
Yes. So we did get a lot of people coming out, especially at the beginning, because I think everyone was so curious. Like, oh my gosh, Molly just like left school and is playing bars now, and she's 19, and what's going on? So I think a lot of people were just like, what is this girl doing?
So they had to come out and
be like, what is, yeah.
I mean, I'm curious. I'm kind of intrigued.
Right, like what's
who
going
does that?
on? Exactly. But yes, some of the venues I still do play. I don't get to play as much anymore because when I was living in St. Louis and playing, it was a bunch of solo shows. I didn't have a band. I didn't have anybody playing with me. And now when I go back home, I do a lot of full band shows.
Gotcha.
But there is one venue that is like right by my house that they were like the first place that took me in and let me come play, and they have been so good to me. So
is it the Game 6 bar?
No, I love
Okay.
that place though. I've been playing there a lot with the band.
Okay.
I like Game 6.
Gotcha.
But this place is called BMO's. It's like a tiny little bar in Cottleville, Missouri. And I always told them, I was like, when I make it big, I'm coming back here and we're going to have like a parking lot concert, and
Nice.
it's going to be, because they really were. I mean, I was like, 18, 19 years old, and they were awesome to me and let me come play. Because a lot of venues did turn me down and, didn't take me seriously, because I would walk in looking, like some little girl and just like, hi, can I come play here? And they were like, no.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's nice to talk to you about this because I'm relating to it on pretty much every level. So that's awesome. Okay, so you did that for a year, and then what was kind of going through your mind, let's say the week before, the night before you had to move to Nashville and uproot everything? What was kind of going through your head?
Yeah, a lot of excitement, nerves. Before I moved here, like, I didn't know what to expect. I had been here a couple of times. I'd recorded here, but I hadn't really been, like, in with all of the songwriters and artists and people, so I didn't know how anything worked. And I was very intimidated because I didn't realize until I moved here, like, we're not all trying to do the same thing. We're not all, like, taking the same path and doing, like, it's not a big competition. Like, I just thought I was going to get here and everyone was going to be better than me and trying to, fight for spots and do things. But, like, now that I'm here, you realize, like, I mean, like, today, like, everyone's trying to help each other out.
Yeah.
And, like, it's such a cool community here.
That's great. Well, you're more mature than I am because I am just now starting to finally realize that and get in that that headspace, because I for a long time was just super anxious about the competition element and everybody's wanting me to fail, and I've got something to prove and I got to do better than this person and that person. So the fact that you've never really had to feel like that is good, and that's great. You got the right mindset, got a good head on your shoulders. That's great. So you moved here. Did you know anybody at all whenever you moved here?
Yes and no. So there were like a couple of people that I knew from high school that are at Belmont. So I was like, okay, like if I, need someone, I have them. My uncle lives here. He's lived here for like 20 years. And so we never really saw him growing up because he lived here. So that was kind of cool to get to reconnect with my uncle. And then I moved here with my cousin. I like kind of forced her to move here with me. She was living in like New York and LA for a few years and just kind of wanted a new city. So I was like,
This is the cousin that does the video editing.
yes,
Gotcha.
Lauren Hayes Media. Check her out.
And she shot the cover art for Seasons?
A lot of them, yes. But yes,
Okay.
Seasons. Yeah. Yes, check her out.
Very
Lauren
cool.
Hayes. Yeah, so which also was great that she moved here because it's like, oh, want to take pictures of me today? Want to go
Heck
do this?
yeah.
Like, kind of could help each other out.
Well, if she watches this episode, tell her that I would love any kind of constructive criticism on what I could do better from a video and audio standpoint, because I'm still
Okay.
trying to figure it out. Okay, so just mentioned that song Seasons that she shot the cover art for. Can you kind of tell us about what your recording experience has been like in Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, before I started recording in Nashville, I had said I had recorded like that one album on GarageBand back in St. Louis. So like I wish I would have been recording myself like the whole time, stepping into the booth for the first time and doing all that, because I will never forget the first song I recorded here was Lovin You. And I just remember like putting the headphones on, not knowing what it was going to sound like, what was going to happen. And like the intro comes in and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, like it was the coolest thing ever.
Like, this is going to be my song.
Right. Yes. Like it seriously like just like blows your mind. Like, cause we sit there and like write these songs with our guitar and that's it. And then to hear it like become a song, like it's so cool.
Yeah, and this is just my opinion. You can tell me if this is how you think about it. But a lot of people say that writing a song, the song is born that day whenever you finish the song. But in my opinion, the song is really born whenever you take it into the studio and you hear it for the first time, what its full potential is.
Yeah.
And you go, oh my gosh.
Yep, I agree.
Because it's like magic. To me, it's like magic. I still
Yes.
can't wrap my mind around how good the session players are and how nonchalant they are whenever you tell them what you want your song to sound like. And they're just kind of sipping coffee, halfway listening, and you're like, dude, they're not even listening to what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, they just nail it
Yes.
first try.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy. That's what, too, I remember my first time in the studio, my producer just kept coming up to me and he was like, Molly, you like Taylor Swift, right? I'm like, yeah, like, obviously. He's like, your drummer is who played on all of her records.
Talking about Kenny?
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
And I'm just like, oh, like, cool. He's like, you like Shania, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, he played fiddle on her songs. And I was just like, that's really cool. Thank you.
Heck yeah. So that is how Molly and I met, actually. We both have the same producer. His name's Kenny Royster. He's recorded, or every song that I've recorded has been recorded with Kenny. And he told me about you because he said one day I was recording with Kenny and he said, hey, Hunter, you're from Missouri, right? Yes, sir. He said, there's this girl, Molly, who I've been recording with, and she's from St. Louis. And he said, y'all have a similar style, you should reach out to her. And I think I looked up the song Lovin You. That was the only one out at the time. Really loved it because it's the style of music that I love. But no offense, I'd kind of forgotten about it till one day.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
Yeah. I was driving through Summersville, Missouri, Eminence, Houston, Hartshorn, that area, somewhere down southern central Missouri. And I was listening to Big Country 99, which is my favorite radio station down there. And this song comes on, and it's her song, Lovin You, which here in a second, if she's cool with it, I'm going to put a little preview of it up so you can hear what I heard that kind of made us be able to meet.
Loving you was a shot of whiskey poured straight from hell, burned from the first taste. Now I can tell it ain't worth feeling like a fool. If I could help rewind that undo, loving you.
But I heard the song and I was like, damn it, I know this song from somewhere, and so I pulled out my little Shazam on my phone, and it popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's that girl that records at the same place that I do. So I made sure that I got a little video of it to prove that I wasn't making it up. She was getting radio play down there, and then I slid in her DMs on Instagram or something like that, and I said, hey, here's the deal. Heard your song on this radio station. Here's the video, whatever. Be real cool to meet you sometime. And yeah, and then we've been friends ever since. So
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I totally forgot that's how we like connected.
Yeah,
That was so cool. I could not believe. That was crazy.
that was awesome. So that was your first one that you did. How many more songs have you recorded since then?
How many? So Lovin You, One Woman Show, Love You Loud, Break a Heart, Hey Hey, Seasons. Okay, so that's 6. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've done a couple Christmas songs
That's right.
for fun.
Yeah, you
Love
did.
Christmas.
You did what? Silver Bells this past
Yes.
year.
Silver Bells and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Yep.
So I've just been putting out like single by single, which I think a lot of people are kind of doing these days. Because I mean, we spend so much time and money on these songs. I'm like, I kind of want people to just like listen to one, focus on that one for a little bit, and then put the next one out. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my that's what I'm doing this year. Finally, I'm definitely a full album guy. But I made an announcement the other day talking to my fans about how the whole second record's done, but I'm going to put them out song by song so that I can maximize the potential of each song. Because, like you said, it's a lot of time and it's even more money. So I feel you on that. That's awesome. Do you have any plans for any more releases this year? You don't have to be specific. You can be as little or as most specific as you want to be.
Yes, I do. So I actually have a duet that I'm very excited about.
Very cool.
That'll be out. That'll be the next one. We'll probably put that out like in May, potentially. And then I have another song that's like ready to go that I've recorded. And then I've been playing this song out a bunch. I don't know if I played it in front of you yet, but it's called Birthday Hangover.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so I wrote this song like a few months ago with some friends, Allie Rohr and Brooke Hadala, and I think Allie was the one that we were going through our notes, like seeing what song ideas we had, and she had written Birthday Hangover, like that was it in her notes, and we were like, what does that even mean? Like what were you thinking? And so we were like, let's try to write it, let's just do it. And it turned out like it's such a fun, just like party, like birthday kind of song. And I've been playing it out a ton, and people like I've had so many people come up because I posted it on TikTok, and like I play it out a bunch, and I've had like just random people come up and say like, are you the Birthday Hangover girl? Like, is that your song? And I'm like, yeah, like how do you know that? So I'm like, I'm gonna record that one.
You should
ASAP and get that out there hopefully this summer, because I'm like so excited about that song.
Awesome. That's great. What was the song that you posted, you and Haley Payne singing? I thought it was that song, but obviously it's not. It was kind of the same.
The Red Flag
That
song?
was it. Yeah.
Yes.
The Red Flag song.
Check that out on TikTok, yeah.
Okay.
That was also, it's kind of similar vibes. Like that's also just a song that we had a lot of fun with, and it's just funny. We wrote that. I wrote that with Haley Payne and Braley Linderman.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we just, we were talking about all these boys and their red flags, and wrote a little song about it.
Yeah. So tell them what your TikTok is. I'll put it up there on the screen so they can follow you.
It's Molly Lovett 0. Somehow Molly Lovett was taken. And it's a picture of my face. So someone made one.
The robot got there before you did.
They did.
Damn it.
So I was like, what the heck? So it's Molly Lovett 0 on TikTok.
Good gracious. They probably think you're the robot.
I know. I'm like, ugh, terrible.
Well, at least you got a name that people can spell easily. So that's good. What are some places that... Have you already talked about all the venues that you play when you go back home? Game 6 and...
I play Helen Fitzgerald's a lot. And actually, so Helen Fitzgerald's was the venue that I played over Christmas break when I was in college. And that was really cool, especially for my parents, because I never went to shows there. I was there because I was young, but they would go watch bands there like all the time. Like
When they were younger, they did?
yes,
Really?
like college and you know, like even when I was little, like they would go out and watch live music there. So like for them, that was really cool that I like got to play there and get to
Yeah.
play there. And I play there like quite a bit with my band whenever we're back in St. Louis.
That's great. So that's got some sentimental value for the parents. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. And what venues do you usually play in Nashville, in case anybody ever comes here to visit?
Yes, I play a lot of the hotels. So I do the True Music Room quite a bit.
Which is what hotel?
The Cambria Hotel
Okay, that's what I thought.
downtown. I play the Row in Midtown quite a bit, and then just a mix of writers' rounds.
Listening room quite a bit too.
Yes, love the listening room. Love the listening room.
Have you had to do any side jobs in Nashville yet, like Uber or Postmates or anything weird like that?
A little bit. So I will Instacart every once in a
Oh,
while.
okay. And tell people what that is, because that's brand new to me. Just learned about what it was yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Instacart is you go grocery shopping for someone. So like you can choose, you like pick someone's order and then you go to the store and like get it all for them and then you drop it off at their house.
Yep.
And it's so stressful because I already don't like grocery shopping, so I don't know why I choose to do this. And some people are like just very healthy and get these weird things that I don't know where they're at, and it's like I need to stop Instacarting because it's stressful.
Yeah. The last thing you want to do is drop off a load of peanuts at somebody's house with a nut allergy,
Right, like yes,
or like
it would be
or a loaf of Sara Lee with somebody who's gluten intolerant.
right.
Or
It's
like
just it's all on me. It's
damn.
terrible.
Are people really picky about brands? Like, oh, you didn't. I want a double stuffed Oreos. You brought me the regular ones.
Yes.
Really?
Like I'll get in trouble if I mess something up. And like yes, yeah, it's just Instacarting is stressful. So I don't do that as much anymore. I do nanny a little bit, like I babysit every once in a while. I joined right when I moved here because I knew I was gonna need like a little extra money because I'm doing music full time. So I joined like this babysitters Facebook group, and I met a family on there. So I've been like babysitting for them, you know, a few times a month since I moved here. So that's kind of nice too, because I have like them as, you know, a family that I know here and like somebody to have.
Cool. That's great. Have you ever done that one nannying thing where it's you just babysit random kids? Isn't there like an app or something?
There is, yeah. It's like, I feel like I've seen that on Facebook too. Like people will tag it in the groups, like because people are always looking for babysitters. I've not done that. But if I ever really need to, then I guess I could.
Awesome. That's always an option you got.
Always
An option. What's your favorite restaurant in Nashville? Because Nashville's kind of known for its food apparently now. Is there like a go-to place for you?
Yes. I don't go here a ton because I can't. But the grilled cheesery is like the best thing ever.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Did you go to the one down by the farmer's market? That's the only one I've ever been to.
Okay, no, I've been to the one like by Cabana in Hillsboro.
I gotcha.
That one, and then there's one in East too that I've been to. But so good. I like tried that for the like before I even moved here. I had like one of the times I was in Nashville, I got the grilled cheesery and I was like,
Which one do you get?
The pimento mac and cheese one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get the buffalo one though. What
Gotcha.
do you get?
So it's been so long since I've been there. I don't really. It was one of those, I believe. It was something with jalapenos or kind of spicy something or other. But it was one of those, I believe. I didn't really know pimento cheese was a thing until I moved to Tennessee. Did you? Because I
guess not. I
no,
don't know.
it must be a Southern thing. But I'm like addicted to that, especially Hattie B's hot chicken. They've got the pimento mac and cheese.
Ooh.
Dang, it's good.
I bet that's yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had Hattie B's like once. I need to get that again.
What heat level do you get when you get hot chicken?
Probably like a nice medium.
Really?
Because I like hot stuff, but like not that hot. You know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I like the chicken to be right on the edge of. I can just tolerate it. So like whatever that level is. So it's kind of a struggle because every restaurant is so much different. Their heat scale. Like I'll give you a quick example.
Yeah.
Hattie B's, I always get the hot, and it is cayenne pepper based, and it's not super super hot for me. I think it's like a perfect level pretty much. Well, one day, it was a while ago, I was with my friend Nikki, and I got the wild idea that I wanted to go one level up from there, and it's damn hot. I was like, how much damn hotter can it be, you know? And the guy told me, he said, hey man, we go from a cayenne pepper to a ghost pepper, just letting you know. And I was like, oh, I'll be all right, man, that's one more level. Well, they came out, they were black because they had so much seasoning on them, and it was like that. I don't know if you've ever eaten something so hot and it keeps getting more and more intense, and you're not sure when it's going to stop, and it starts giving you kind of an anxiety attack. Does that ever happen?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what happened. That's what happened. So hot chicken
terrible.
is something that I got to be a little bit careful with because of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough.
So when's your next show here in town?
I play tomorrow night, actually.
Okay.
So I'm playing every once in a while. I'll fill in downtown. So my guitar player has like a standing gig at Bootleggers downtown every Tuesday night. So he asked if I would fill in with them tomorrow. So it'll be fun. It'll get to be
Is it an acoustic duo, or
no?
is
It's
he playing for you?
it's full band. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we won't have fiddle, which I always have in my band. But yeah, it'll be 4 of us. So it'll be fun.
Great. So if somebody was curious about where you're playing at and when, how would they find out about that?
That's a great question. Yes. I do have a website. It's mollylovett.com. So I have all the like show dates for almost the rest of the year that are up on there, and then I post everything on like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff.
Cool. So you know to go to our website if you want to see her play live. Do you got T-shirts on there?
I do. Yes, I have some merch. I have some super cute like hats, and I have like joggers, shirts.
Joggers like sweatpants, or
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Dang. I need to step my game up then.
I do. I just use. Do you use Printful, or have you heard of that?
Is that like custom ink?
Kind of. Yes,
Okay.
probably.
You get on and you design it, and
Yes,
then they
and
ship it to
people
you?
can just order. Yeah, so it's like you don't have to buy a
Oh,
bunch
did
of...
they ship the shirts for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
like, I'll buy, it's like a bunch of, like, you know, a few hundred T-shirts and stuff just to have so I can bring them to shows and stuff. But with Printful, like, for hats or, like, the sweatpants and stuff, people can just order them and then they ship to them.
Dang.
So that's, yeah, you should check that out. That's nice.
Okay. Awesome. Well, yeah, you guys should go get a T-shirt because I don't know if she's like I am, but most of the time whenever a design runs out, I want to make a new design. So I'm never making another one is what I'm trying to say. So they're all limited edition is essentially what they are. And that brings me to last episode I did with my friend Tracy Moore, did a giveaway. My friend Dallas had this idea. He said, dude, you should start giving stuff away on your podcast. And I thought, why not? So I asked you your T-shirt size before the show, and if this doesn't fit, obviously just tell me and I'll get you a different size. But so I gave Tracy a beer glass that's shaped like a beer can. That was what I gave her, and I got you this. It's a crop top.
Oh my god!
It literally it says crop top, and it's got a cornfield on it, which is kind of corny, I know, but
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
that's yours.
You're amazing.
That's yours.
I do wear crop tops every day of my life.
Yeah, cool.
So that's hilarious.
So if you guys are interested in any of my merch, I've got hats, koozies, T-shirts, crop tops, just all kinds of stuff. I'll put my little website about my store up there, and she's probably the same way. But I put a handwritten note in every single one of the merch orders as a thank you. I usually throw in some free stuff. So ordering T-shirts is a huge way to help us artists out.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
if you guys want to do that, that would be great. What else have you been up to, Molly?
I've been writing a lot actually,
Okay.
which has been really fun. Because I mean, before I moved here, I didn't ever co-write.
Yep.
So that's been like a learning thing too. You know,
Mhm.
like I think you were actually the first person I ever co-wrote with, because we wrote like pretty shortly after I moved here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to
And-
tell them about that story too. God.
I don't think we even finished the song.
No, I don't remember.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, tell them the story real quick about like you didn't have a car, so like you had to Uber over
my
this.
gosh, it was literally a mess. I don't remember what happened to my car. It was in the shop for something, And so my roommate / cousin had to drop me off over here, and it was my first time co-writing, and I didn't really know Hunter at all. So I was just getting dropped off at this like strange man's home, and my roommate was like so concerned for me, which as she should have been. But I mean, now it's like it's a norm. Like you don't really know someone and you go to their house and you write a song. Yeah. But for my first co-write, like she sat outside for so long and was texting me like, "Is everything okay in there? Is it all good?" And
I don't blame her a bit.
I was like, "I think it's okay."
Yeah, I don't blame her a bit. And back then, I did not have the mustache, so I didn't look quite as sus.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I was like, hey, what part of town you live in? You told me. I was like, hey, I'll drop you off so you don't got to spend $30 on Uber or whatever. So she was very trusting, which is I don't know why, but
it's kind of scary, but
yeah,
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, glad it worked out. So you've been writing a lot. So you said that whenever you lived back in St. Louis that you only solo wrote, and then now that you're here you co-write all the time. Do you ever solo write whenever you're in Nashville?
Yes, I still do a lot. Like a lot of times it'll be like late at night. If I get an idea or something, I'll just by myself pick up my guitar or piano or whatever and write. And I love to write alone, but I don't know, like it's really fun getting to co-write now and get other people's takes and brains in the mix, and
well, that's better than me because I honestly have not solo written in a long time. Probably the last time I solo wrote was actually that wasn't even. It was I kind of solo wrote. I talked to a friend about an idea. My friend Sam got married not this past. I guess it would have been summer of 2020. Anyway, I had this idea for a song for their wedding, and I was texting my friend Frankie about it because I knew it was something that he could like help me with. So we just kind of texted back and forth about it, and I sent him, a couple different versions of it, and he's like, "Here's what we could do better. Here's what you could, that part's good, whatever." But I wrote this song called "Best Man," and it was just a song about Sam and Emily, and I kind of like did some clever wordplay with, I can't believe you picked me to be your best man, but the two of you sitting right there, two of the best man, kind of stuff like that.
That's cute, yeah.
That was like the last time I kind of solo wrote a song. So it's been a long time. So I need to get back to doing that. And hearing you say that it's been good for you, that's kind of encouraging.
Yeah, I really like it. And I mean, all the songs that I've put out so far have been solo writes. And I mean, I like it a lot because it feels like even a little more personal because it's, literally just yourself and your own thoughts and everything. So yeah, I like writing by myself, but now that I've been co-writing, I'm excited to put some of those songs out.
That's great. And Seasons, the newest song you have out, Seasons is a solo written song.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I wrote that one like about a year ago. I remember starting the song. I wrote it all in an hour or two.
Wow.
I was just super in my feels and just started kind of putting it all into my phone and typing it out and I sent it to my sister right after because she's kind of the judge of a lot of my songs because she'll tell me how it is. So I sent it to her and she was like, "Oh, I really like this." And I was like, "Really? Okay, cool." So
good.
Yeah.
That's great. So that was inspired by kind of some feelings you were actually going through?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was in a somewhat of a relationship with someone that was very back and forth, on and off for a year. And I had realized I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we've been through every season together." And so I started typing out the things that we just memories, things that we have done and different that kind of related to the seasons or months of the year. And just kind of filled in the gaps with it all.
That's great. That's a great song. I love it.
Thanks.
I remember asking you, who you wrote that with, and whenever you said that you wrote that on your own, I was very impressed and it's great.
Thank
you. Would you, and not to put you on the spot, you can say no, and I can even edit it out, but would you want to play Seasons? Or any song. Would you want to play, or what do you think?
Sure, let's do
And
it.
like I said, if you're not comfortable with that, that's cool because I didn't even tell you that was something.
No.
So.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's play.
You want to play one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Is it weird playing other people's guitars? Because I think it is.
Yes, I'm kind of like excited to play it though.
Okay. Good.
But it is, it's like different. Oh, you're a half step down?
Yes.
Said? Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't. Is it? Okay. Is that in tune good enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
All
Okay. Wish me luck here.
All right. So which one are you gonna play? You gonna play? What do you think?
I'll play Seasons.
Okay.
Since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Heck yeah! I'm excited for this. Thanks for being a good sport because I did. I truly did put her on the spot. So.
He really did. If this sucks, it is not my fault.
It won't.
Fresh snow falling from up above in the driveway on your pickup truck. You step out, but nothing feels the same. Innocent, but well aware of what might come from this love affair. When it comes to my heart, I'm the one to blame. You change like the seasons, give me reasons to leave. Your thunder and lightning always gets to me. Flowers bloom, love grows wild, rivers flow for miles and miles. While I'm up in the clouds dreaming, you change like the seasons. Birthday cakes, last minute trips, summer nights full of promises we've come to know are just too hard to keep. Somehow letting hope survive. We couldn't make it, you won't try if only time was something we could freeze. You change like the seasons, give me reasons to leave. Your thunder and lightning always gets to me. Flowers bloom, love grows wild, rivers flow for miles and miles. While I'm up in the clouds dreaming, you change like the seasons. A kiss in the rain, like tears from the sky. We shone like the sun when you were mine. You change like the seasons. You gave me so many reasons to leave. Flowers bloom, love grows wild, rivers flow for miles and miles. While I'm up in the clouds dreaming, you change like the seasons. I weathered every season. Now I have to let you go.
Damn it, that was great. I love that.
Thank you.
Man, if that is what you sound like whenever... Okay, folks, if that's what she sounds like when she gets put on the spot, you can only imagine whenever she knows the show's coming and she, does a vocal warm-up or whatever.
Thank you.
Do you ever
Yes.
do like vocal warm-ups or anything?
I do, yeah.
I started doing that.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference.
Oh, it really does. Yeah, I was a little nervous about.
But you sounded
the
flawless.
notes.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Sounded amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Sounded great. Well, shameless plug here, since I've got a song coming out in, let's see, April 15th. So I don't know what day I'm going to upload this podcast to YouTube, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this song since it's coming out soon, and I'm trying to get a bunch of pre-saves racked up, and Molly can attest to this. The pre-saves are huge because it compiles all your first day numbers, it boosts them, and then you have a better chance of getting lost in the algorithm, or rather not getting lost in the algorithm. But yeah, Mossy Oak Breakup Reloaded. It's going to be coming April 15th. And for those of you wondering, Mossy Oak Breakup that I put out last November, that was just a purely acoustic song. This one is going to be the fully produced version that I did with Kenny, the same person who recorded Seasons that she just sang. So
Love this song.
So I'm gonna do my best to play this because I didn't know if either one of us were gonna play music today, but I can't. All right, this is Mossy Oak Breakup. Let's see what happens here. The girl ain't right, she ain't all there. But then again, it's hard to blame someone when you let a wild hair go too far. And that's what I done. Someone else happened, she wasn't laughing and she loaded up my gun. So now I'm here, hiding like these deer. I got my thermos and I got my boots, a little scent killer in a red Manchu. And this flask may be my last, so it's bottoms up. Yeah, I position myself downwind, can't believe I'm here again. But for now I'm sitting here safe and stuck in a Mossy Oak breakup. Every time I hear them rustling leaves, yeah, I'm scared to death, so I slow my breath, 'cause I swear she's on to me. I wish I thought before that deed was done. Now a hunter like me's found himself on the wrong end of a gun. I got my thermos and I got my boots, a little scent killer in a red Manchu. And this flask may be my last, so it's bottoms up. Yeah, I position myself downwind, can't believe I'm here again. But for now I'm sitting here safe and stuck in a Mossy Oak breakup. Open season and she's wearing orange. My tree's creaking like a door hinge. It's 55 but the sweat's still pouring. Just trying to make it till the morning. But I got my thermos and I got my boots. She's out for blood and I'm out of moves. And this flask may be my last, so it's bottoms up. I position myself downwind, can't believe I'm here again. But for now I'm sitting here safe and stuck in a Mossy Oak breakup. Oh, Mossy Oak breakup. All right, so that's it. That's the Mossy Oak breakup right there.
Love it. I love you sent the little sneak peek of the song, a preview.
Oh, like on my stories or on
Yeah.
my post or what?
Yeah, on Snapchat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
When's the next song or songs coming out? Are you at liberty to say, or do you want to share that? Is it soon, later? What do you think?
It is soon. I don't have exact dates, but I know the next one will be in May sometime. And then I'm actually going back to the studio in June, like the week of June, like 15th, I think.
Awesome.
I'll be there. So I'm still not sure which ones I'm recording. I got to kind of like narrow it down. But definitely want to put out a summer song too. And a lot of just kind of figuring it out is what I need to do. Because I've got songs that are like ready to go, and I've got one song that I know I want to record, and then just got to kind of plan it out. So soon,
Awesome.
though, yeah, definitely new music in the next couple of months.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Camera battery died. So I heard you say earlier that you're booked pretty much all year, through the rest of the year. You're booked. What are some cool places that you're playing that some people listening might be able to come see you?
Yeah, we're trying to hit a lot of like Midwest drivable places.
Gotcha.
So we're doing Louisville, which is fun because I used to play there back when I was living in St. Louis, actually, gigging for that 1 year before I moved to Nashville. My dad or mom and I would drive to Louisville, and I would play like some solo shows at a couple of the bars there. So I've got like, not that I don't have a big following in Louisville, but I have a few people that would keep in touch and follow and stuff. So I'm excited to get back there with the whole band. That'll be fun. So Louisville, we're doing a little bit of Iowa, Lake of the Ozarks again in
Dog
Missouri.
Days?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot you came out.
Oh God.
Were you at like a bachelor party?
I was on my friend Brad. My friend Brad was having a bachelor party, and yeah, I just strolled up there, and I was just like with a drink in my hand, just like, and then I think I just like, I didn't stay very long.
No,
I don't think.
You just popped by. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Yes, back at Dog Days.
Okay.
Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then we're doing Freedom Jam again, which
That's in St. Louis.
Yes. So really exciting. They're actually having it at the Chesterfield Amphitheater. So it's like a bigger, big like amphitheater. And they haven't announced the headliner yet, but I think it'll be a really cool show. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Awesome. My friend Matt Jordan played that with you last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all ended up meeting or not, but
I think we like said hello, but didn't really like.
Man, I'm friends with him, but he's seriously one of my favorite artists.
He was great.
And
yeah.
I think he plays a lot of the same places you do. He plays a lot in St. Louis because he still lives there. But heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna start wrapping this episode up because I'm running out of questions to ask. I feel like I've been a little less talkative lately for some reason. I don't know why, but I've been running out of things to ask. Is there anything else that you wanna talk about, like bring to people's attention, that you got coming down the pipe, or?
Not really anything. I feel like we've covered a lot of it. Yeah, I'm excited for the new music and for people to hear that, because a lot of it's co-writes and songs that I've been working on here in Nashville. So just kind of excited to get all that new stuff out there for everybody.
Got any plans for any music videos or anything like that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I know you do a lot of music videos.
Yeah, so again, we need to plan, as I said before, but I put Hey Hey out last summer, and that's such like a fun, it's my stomach again.
That's
I'm
mine.
So hungry.
That's mine. I'm very hungry. Sorry, guys.
I haven't eaten yet today. It's been doing it the whole time. That one was loud.
It's all good.
But okay, so Hey Hey, I want to do a video for, because for the photo shoot we had like the pink Cadillac, which was super fun.
And then you went to the room. What was the hotel or the room or what? It was all the pink stuff. Was that the Dolly Parton place?
Oh yes. So that was really cool too. But yeah, so I really want to do a video like with the car.
Gotcha.
And just I love music videos. I think they're so fun. And I have, my cousin who does videos and can help out and do all that. And then definitely for like one of the songs that I'm going to be putting out this summer is just a fun one that I want to have a video for. So
that's great. So you're talking about photo shoots and video shoots and all that stuff. Do you have any advice for? I already know that I'm not super photogenic, but and there's nothing you can really do to combat that other than just like look better. But is there anything that you would recommend for keeping my nerves down and trying to be a little less awkward when at a photo shoot? Because I got one this month. I'm doing like first big photo shoot kind of thing, first time ever doing it.
Ooh.
How do I not be awkward because I don't like posing and all that stuff.
You take a shot before.
Take a shot? Is that what you do?
No, I don't. But
would you say that photo shoots come natural to you, or is it kind of, do you think it's kind of awkward too?
I feel like I've gotten a little more used to it. It was super awkward at the beginning, and I didn't know how to soft smile. Like, I could smile like normal, but like I didn't know how to do like a soft, like I just looked so weird.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was just a lot of like practicing in the mirror and just like trying to like work on my face and making it look okay in pictures. But also like getting direction from whoever is the photographer. Like, I'm just like, what do I do? What should I do with my hands? Because also in my hand, like, it's like, yeah, it's awkward. Like, you just don't know what to do all the time. So I'll just be like, help me, move me, tell me what to do. Like, you just, kind of.
Yeah, definitely always tell the photographer, like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. Any advice you have, you're not going to offend me. Just tell me. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
So, photo shoots are definitely not my favorite, but definitely are essential, I feel like, when you're putting out a bunch of music.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. All right, guys. So we're gonna finish up this episode, but before we do, I wanna ask Molly one last thing, and if she gets stumped, I'm gonna answer so that she can have more time to think about it. Somebody who's never been to Nashville, they come here. They get one activity that you're recommending them, and it can be a restaurant. It can be going to do something. If somebody's coming to Nashville the first time, what are you recommending that they do?
It's a really good question.
If you're the tour guide.
This actually just came to me. So I would say, because when I went to this for the first time, I was like, this is why I moved here. Like, this is Nashville. And it is, have you ever been to the pitch meeting?
Have not. I've seen you post about it.
So
that's all I know.
It's a full band writer's round. So you show up, everyone shows up, brings their guitar, and you sign up, and it's totally random. They call your name, and you just tell them the chords, and then you play your song, and the band backs you.
Damn.
And it's so cool. And like anyone that I've told about or brought there, like they love it, and they go back. And I got to play a few times, and it's just like, it's Nashville. Like, it's really cool. So I think I would tell people to check that out.
Is that one day? Is that every week?
Yeah, it's once a week. It's every Tuesday night at Sunny's in Germantown.
Tuesday night, Sunny's at Germantown, so probably like 7 p.m.?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Dang, that sounds awesome. Okay, I won't be able to go tomorrow, but next week I want to go do that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay, that sounds awesome. Man, there's 3 things really that I think you got to do when you come to Nashville or come to Tennessee. In Nashville itself, you got to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame. It just makes you feel like it's so enriching getting to read about all the country music history, seeing all of the, I'll call them artifacts, but seeing Johnny Cash's boots, seeing a dress that Taylor Swift wore in 2006 on it, or whatever year, on the Love Story shoot, seeing Elvis's Cadillac, seeing Hank Williams Sr.'s guitar. Like, you just feel like you're part of something really, really special when you go to the Country Music Hall of Fame. So that tour is awesome. You can spend as little amount of time, or as, I was in this predicament earlier with words. However much time you want to spend there, it's up to you. You can sit there all day reading about everything, or you could just kind of go through, look, head out. So that's one thing. Go tour the Ryman. That's another big thing that I loved.
Love the Ryman, yeah.
I didn't realize how much history there was about the Ryman. At one point, it used to be a church. At one point, it almost closed down. It did close down, but they were going to get rid of it because the roof was leaking and all kinds of structural things were messed up with it, and it was kind of rotting away. And then there was somebody who came through and said, no, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to restore it. And that's when it ended up having the Grand Ole Opry was at the Ryman. But so that's cool. It's a really cool way to feel connected to country music history. And then the last thing I think is a Jack Daniels tour in Lynchburg. Have you done that yet?
No.
That's really, really cool. Super historical as well. I thought it was going to be super touristy, and I didn't think it was going to be very cool. But me and my family went there, and it was just awesome. You get to see the creek where all the water for the whiskey. You get to see that water source. You get to see all the different vats where the steps of the process. They got mash in this vat, and then they've got the next step where they're dripping all of the raw whiskey through the charcoal filtering system, and just all kinds of stuff. They got the safe in the office where Jack Daniel used to work, and they got the little safe. I don't know if you know how he died, but he got real pissed one day and he kicked this metal safe with his little size 4 boot or whatever, his tiny man, but he got like an infection in his toe.
That's how he died?
And he died.
Oh
and
my
there you can
gosh.
see a little dent in the safe where he kicked it.
Nuh-uh.
It's like, oh, that killed him.
Wait, that's cool.
Yeah, so super, super cool. But I just want to say thanks again to Molly for being on episode 7 of the Folks Like Us podcast. Again, the reason it's called the Folks Like Us podcast is because obviously Molly has some really special talent, and she's going places and she's doing awesome things, but at the end of the day, she's folks like us. Okay, so that's why Molly's on the Folks Like Us podcast. Make sure you go to her website, keep up with her, go see all of her shows, download all of her music, shoot her a message with your thoughts about her music, and just get to know her, because she's a great artist, somebody who I really believe in, and just truly honored to know you. And with that, guys, this has been episode 7. See you next time.
All there, but then again it's hard to blame someone when you let a wild hair go too far, and that's what I done. Someone else happened and she wasn't laughing as she loaded up.